Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here from CPKC Stadium for the third game of the day in the 2024 Big 12 Soccer Championship. Today, in this third game, we have Baylor facing up against the number 2 seed in the Big 12, Texas Tech University. Now, usually to get from Lubbock to Waco, you'd have to get on the I-20 interstate, get off around 200 miles later, then take the I-35 through Fort Worth to get to Waco. Today, both teams are here in Kansas City to try to book their ticket to the semifinal. The Baylor University Bears fought through some hardships in the first game and are here now facing up against their best opponent yet. The Texas Tech University Red Raiders have been unstoppable lately, and depending on who you talk to, they've been ranked number 17 in the country. I am here with Mahir Sinhasan, and I am Joao Lara, and we are about to get underway here for an exciting matchup.
Yeah, it sure is going to be an exciting matchup, Joao. You have a Baylor team, the only team to pull an upset in the first round on Wednesday, beating Arizona 2-1. That was an interesting matchup. Baylor scored first, Arizona responded a few minutes later, and then the Bears got the winner in the second half in the last 15 minutes. That was a common case on Wednesday. Both games today, though, have been pretty much routes on paper. Again, Colorado TCU, close game for the first 75, 80 minutes or so before the Horned Frogs really bolstered their lead towards the end. So it's going to be an interesting game from a perspective of, can Baylor keep up the good vibes? And when you have different rivalries like this, two teams that have been in the Big 12 for the longest time, that know each other for a long time, because you have to understand, hey, Texas teams know a lot about it. But at the same time, there's still some things that can be better. There's some things that you can improve on. And that's the case for Texas Tech. You know, they haven't gone perfect. They were nearly perfect in Big 12 play, but lost to BYU last Friday. And you have a Baylor team that wants to try to bring some sort of momentum, some sort of energy back, right? I mean, it's kind of like you want to see teams like this in the tournament. You realize the opportunity they're going to get. You realize they got to win already, so they're trying to bring that energy into this matchup. They're underdogs, but to be honest with you, they're not playing like underdogs. They're not shy for this matchup, and they want to play like that today.
And really, you have a contrast between these two squads, too. With Baylor, you have head coach Michelle Leonard, barely in her third year with the program, trying to shape them up to soon become a Texas Tech, soon become a TCU, just like Tom Stone, who's in his 18th year and boasts an impressive record with this Texas Tech program and has done amazing things so far. Now, talking lineups, Baylor starting off with Azul Alvarez in the goal, then they have Sky Leach, Kai Hayes, Callie Conrad, Tyler Iskrig, Teresa McCullough, Ashley Merrill, Marissa Gray, Ava Kohlberg, and the Augustin twins, Haley and Hannah. And for Texas Tech in goal, no one other than Faith Wen. And then we have Cassie Taylor, Kate Leibel, Peyton Parsons, Jillian Martinez, Taylor Sadrowski, Elise Anderson, Molly Skursensky, Macy Blackburn, Caitlin Giametta, and Ashley Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now underway here from CPKC Stadium, where Texas Tech University is facing off against Baylor. Jillian Martinez holds the ball in the middle, has to play it wide with her counterpart Elise Anderson. Elise Anderson plays a nice ball forward to Peyton Parsons, who dumps it off to Taylor Sadrowski in the middle. Has to play it back with Kate Leibel. Leibel has to play back with their teammate in defense. Texas Tech trying to push up the ball down the right wing. Baylor intercepting in a very well manner. Now we see number 27 Augustine play from the back. She dumps it off to Azul. Azul now gives possession to number 22 Ava Kohlberg, who's going to push up that right wing. Gives it back to her teammate, and now she's pushing up the field down the left wing. Ball going over the top, attempting to find who seems to be Ashley Merrill, but Texas Tech recovers the ball. Now we see Elise Anderson. Anderson playing a nice short pass to Parsons. Parsons now playing back with number 21, Molly Sirkensky. Sirkensky playing the ball down the middle. Texas Tech now holding, looking for a run, and they do find it with number 23 Molly Blackburn, who's now fighting between two Baylor defenders. Baylor recovering at the feet of Augustine, but she was tripped up in the process. It's going to go ahead and be a Baylor dead ball in their own half.
Yeah, Macy Blackburn, you saw her pressing early on in this one, and she's really trying to assert her dominance. Again, defender of the year in the Big 12. You want to see what she's capable of. And again, defender is one thing, right? Like midfielder, you can look at assists. Forwards, you can look at goals, right? Defenders, it really comes down to the technical side of stuff. And granted, I'm not saying that defenders can't score goals or can't score assists, but it's all about just little things on the ball, right? How are you marking defenders? How are you clearing it away? How are you restarting possession when you get that ball back? There's all little things that Blackburn can do, and that can really help this Texas Tech side out.
Now fouled in the middle of the field, Ashley Merrill right on that halfway mark. Baylor's gonna go ahead and push up. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players, but instead they decide to play in the back with Ava Kohlberg. Kohlberg now lifting her head, trying to find an option down the middle, but Texas Tech recovers. Now we see a number 9, Peyton Parsons with the ball. She has to play back with Sierkinski. Sierkinski is playing now with Cassie Taylor. Taylor on the ball, looking for a ball down that right wing, and she's going to go ahead and find her teammate who is charging into the Baylor box. Now with 3 options inside. What is she going to do? She centers the ball, and Marissa Gray, the defender for Baylor, is going to go ahead and send it out for a Texas Tech throw-in.
Yeah, that's Blackburn down the right-hand side. She brought some energy, and I was just talking about how could she affect the game. She did so right there, nearly just bringing the ball in, drawing it out a little bit. That can help out this Texas Tech side really assert their dominance in the attacking third.
Jametta holding the ball, plays it off to Cassie Taylor. Cassie Taylor with the player on her, shakes her off, and plays the ball now with Molly Sierkinski. Sierkinski playing wide with Martinez. Martinez now dumping the ball off to Anderson. Anderson, who was on that left wing, looking for a pass in the middle, but it's going to be Baylor who recovers with number 22, Ava Kohlberg. Kohlberg looking for Merrill over the top, but Sierkinski is there to cut off the play, and it's going to be a Texas Tech restart from here. Cassie Taylor now holding the ball at her feet. Decides to play it back with goalkeeper Faith Wen. When facing pressure, has to dump off the ball to Martinez, and it's going to be Martinez who pushes up the field and tries to find Anderson off of a through ball. Azul Alvarez cutting off very well, getting off her line, and now distributing the ball with Ava Kohlberg. Kohlberg finding pressure from Texas Tech, plays it upfield down that right wing, and the ball is now with Teresa McCullough. McCullough trying to play a ball down the right wing. It's intercepted by Cassie Taylor, but Baylor now recovers. Ball on that left side, right outside the 18-yard box. It's going to be number 11, Tyler Iskrig, letting go for right shot! Shot that goes to the right post, and she's going to score! Baylor, the underdog in this game, getting up with 40 minutes and 26 seconds left to play in this first half from CPKC Stadium. Mahir, tell me, what did you see on this play?
Man, I just saw a team that really was going at it. Tyler Iskrig, it's just about pressure, taking the chance, just slides it into the lower right-hand corner. That's just about taking space, Joelle. Simple as that. Clinical finish, just sending it past Faith Wynn. 1-0 Baylor. I don't know what it is, but the underdogs are just going at it in this tournament.
And we hope this game can continue as interesting as, you know, last game started like this, as Texas Tech is now on the restart. We see Peyton Parsons pushing up the field, playing the ball over the top, trying to find number 20, Elise Anderson. Elise Anderson, who meets Ava Kohlberg. Ava Kohlberg is going to get a foot on that and send it out for a Texas Tech throw-in. Anderson, once again, playing a ball to Parsons. Parsons finding pressure from 3 Baylor players, is going to cross this into the box, but is going to be headed out by Haley Augustin right at the penalty hash. Baylor now playing with number 14, Teresa McCullough. Teresa McCullough is going to try to play to Merrill down that right wing, but instead sends it out for a Baylor throw-in. Now we see number 37, Ashley Williams on the ball, has to play it back, finds Macy Blackburn right at that halfway mark. Blackburn with the ball now down to the left wing to Martinez. Martinez playing it over the top to Anderson. Anderson against McCullough. She beats McCullough through speed. Anderson with the cross. Azul with the nice one-handed fist to get that out of the box. And now it's Baylor trying to reset here on offense. Merrill hitting the ball off of Martinez. Ball doesn't go out. It finds Anderson. Anderson, left-footed cross, going to that right post. But Azul Alvarez there to cut off the danger. 39 minutes left to play here in this first half from CPKC Stadium, where the Baylor Bears are unexpectedly winning this game 1-0.
Texas Tech has played a lot of big offense, and it comes down to their fullbacks. They're basically set up in that defensive midfielder position. They're pushing the center midfielders forward as well, kind of set up, if you will, a little bit of a diamond shape, I would say. Maybe just one defender back as of right now for Texas Tech. That seems to be number 5, Cassie Taylor. So there's definitely an interesting formation from Texas Tech, kind of working things around in what is ideally a 4-3-3. Just an interesting formation. And again, it begs the question, Joao, as this game goes on, can Baylor sustain its lead? Can they really drive at Texas Tech? And maybe that's the thing with having an in-state rivalry. Maybe that's the thing when it comes to this tournament matchup, is you've already seen this team once. You've seen this team many times down the road. So how do you build off of that? How do you get some big results?
Well, really, it's just maintaining, it's staying consistent. You can't drop yourself to defend against a strong Texas Tech side. And as we see, Baylor isn't doing that. They're still looking for the attack. They're still keeping Texas Tech on their toes and not staying vulnerable to a counterattack. As we now see Augustine send a cross into the box a little too long. It's going to find Wen instead. Wen, who holds it, is now scanning the field, trying to find an open option. She has at least 3 of them. Let's see who she decides to play it with here. Wen taking a couple of steps. Drop kick. Moon ball here in Kansas City. Ball going over the top, but bouncing off the head of Augustine. Augustine, who ended up passing it to her sister Augustine, but can't control, and it goes out for a Texas Tech throw-in off on the right side. Ball over the top from Texas Tech, rejected by Augustine for another Texas Tech throw-in on the right-hand side.
That's more possession over towards Macy Blackburn. You want to try to drive this one down the lane, really pressure this Baylor defense, bring them back. Texas Tech is trying to set up shop, but it's still been a little bit too much, a little bit too open for this team right now.
Correct me here as we see Anderson now on the left wing. Anderson playing a ball through Parsons. Parsons trying to beat the defender with a nice little feint. Instead, she's going to go ahead and run off that left side, dumps it off to Anderson, sends a cross into the box, not finding anybody. Now this gives opportunity for Baylor for a counterattack with Augustine. Now with Haley Augustine. Augustine playing her sister once again. Little risky there, but ends up taking off the Texas Tech defender off her shoulder. Now we see Sky Leach on the ball. Leach pushing up the field, trying to get between 2 Texas Tech defenders. Ends up losing the ball, and this is a chance for Texas Tech here. As we now see Molly Skrhenski. Plays it off to Giametta. Giametta trying to get into that box forcibly. Has to dump it off to Skrhenski again. Cross into the box. Is going to go ahead and find Sadrowski, and she's going to go ahead and score. Nice cross into the box to leave Sadrowski right in front of Azul Alvarez. Alvarez getting a hand on it, but it's going to go ahead and go through for a goal. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a ball game here at CPKC Stadium. 1-1 with 35 minutes and 46 seconds left to play in the first half. Mahir, what happened to the Baylor Bears on that play?
Well, they just got caught up for a while, and that's the thing with Texas Tech. They can create chaos. Blackburn with a great run down towards the end line, and that's a good head up by Sergeski. She's a forward. She's got to get into the box and get some chances. Just got her head to it, and it just slipped past Alvarez in goal. And just like that, Joao, again, this is a Baylor team that, yes, scored first, but, boy, Texas Tech respond. 2 goals in the first 5 minutes.
What an exciting game we have here from CPKC Stadium. A roller coaster of emotions for both sides as we now see Baylor start from the back. Sky Leach Plays it wide to Iskrig. Iskrig now has a Texas Tech player on her. Decides to play back with Leach. Leach playing with Augustine on that left-hand side. A change of game here as the ball is now in the feet of Ava Kohlberg. Kohlberg holding the ball. Plays it in the middle with her teammate. And that ball is back with Kohlberg once again on the right-hand side. Kohlberg pushing up the field. Trying to find Merrill. Finds Merrill. Merrill is going to go ahead and find Kohlberg. Kohlberg tries to throw the pass through and once again to Callie Conrad, but it's cut off by Texas Tech. Seems to be that she was an offside position, and it's going to be a dead ball for Texas Tech from the back. Ball with Martinez. Martinez with Sierkinski. Sierkinski now pushing up the field, trying to find her teammate who looks to be in offside position, but Baylor's going to go ahead and recover. The ball is now dumped back with Azul Alvarez. Azul. Now playing the ball wide with Augustine. Augustine touching the ball with Gray. Gray lifting her head, looking to the right and finding Kohlberg. Kohlberg threads a pass through to Sky Leach. Leach with the ball to Augustine. Augustine is now charging down that left side. Augustine who tries to find Iskrig, but Iskrig finds a Texas Tech defender in the process. And it goes out for a Texas Tech goal kick. Restart for the Texas Tech offense from the back with Wen. Wen telling Martinez to come a little closer. Uses her as an option. Martinez with a left-footed pass to the left wing. Now finds Sierkinski. Sierkinski finding Williams. Williams with Kohlberg on her back has to play that ball with Anderson. And Anderson is going to try to evade two Baylor defenders. Plays it with Sierkinski. Sierkinski with Wen. Wen facing pressure from two Baylor players. Has to play with Sierkinski once again. Baylor playing some nice pressing football.
Yeah, they sure are, Joao. You want to try to get that momentum back. That's how you do it, too. You want to try to find the spaces where you can. Just try to press forward, and that's what it is. You know, that's why you have your midfield. That's why you have your back line to try to get it to the other side. You have to try to get it back in towards the attacking third and really put the pressure on Texas.
33-10 left to play as the center goes into the box. Finds Augustine in there. What a save from Wen. When Augustine was staring Wen in the face. Lets off a volley that didn't have that much power. But Wen pounces onto the ball, and Texas Tech is going to try to play out the back.
That would have been a for sure goal, Joao. Just not the best contact by Hannah Augustine. And that's honestly what just haunted her there. If she gets full contact, I don't think Wen gets to that ball. It's 2 on Baylor.
Correct. That's very unfortunate for the Bears, especially being the underdog, as we now see Baylor trying to charge into the box. Leach, right outside the 18-yard box. Tries to hit a cross through, hit out by a Texas Tech defender, but it's going to go ahead and be Baylor who recovers. Now with Kohlberg in her own half, right side, playing with Leach in the middle. Leach switching it over to the left with Augustine. Augustine once again with Leach, playing right in that halfway mark. Now playing it wide to Augustine. Augustine who has to play the ball with Gray. Gray now holding and giving the ball off to Kohlberg off on the right. 32 minutes exactly left on the clock here from CPKC Stadium. Left in the first half where both of these teams are tied in an exciting matchup for Game 3. Kohlberg over the top attempting to find Merrill. Rejected by a Texas Tech defense, and now it's going to be Parsons on the ball. Parsons playing with Leibel. Leibel has to play back with Wen as she doesn't have any options. Wen playing off to the right with Cassie Taylor. Cassie Taylor attempting to find her player over the top. Is not able to, and it's Augustine now on the ball on that left-hand side. Now Alvarez, right outside of her box. Playing with Gray. Gray sends it off to the right with Kohlberg. Kohlberg with a nice green space open, but decides to play it back with Gray. Gray switching it over to the left-hand side with Augustine. Augustine now playing with Hannah Augustine. Plays in the middle of Merrill. Merrill now finding pressure of two Texas Tech players. Has to play it with Hayes, and Hayes plays with Kohlberg. Kohlberg now finding McCullough. McCullough trying to find Leach on the right-hand side, but this could be a Texas Tech counterattack as we now see a shot from distance blocked by the Baylor defender. Ball is now wide with Haas, And is now played back with Parsons. Parsons charging into the box. That's off a left-footed shot. Going right over the bar. Alvarez not getting any contact on it. Taking her time with the ball. Letting her team reset. 30 minutes left here. Left to play in the first half. And another warning shot fired off by Texas Tech there. Nomi here.
Yeah, it certainly was. And Peyton Parsons, again, the 6, playing that forward, trying to bring that line for Texas Tech. And she's still playing, still relatively higher, like an attacking midfielder. So that shows you how this team can really draw its lines out. And Tom Stone really wants to catch Baylor out of position. You bring that one player forward that can really mess with marking, and he's trying to do that today.
As we now see Kai Hayes on the ball. Handing it off to Haley Augustin, who tries to play it down the wing to Hannah Augustin. Covered very well by the Baylor defender near that touchline. And it's going to go ahead and go out for a Texas Tech goal kick with the goalkeeper Wen. Wen playing down that middle right near the exit to the 18-yard box to Martinez. Martinez has to play it wide with Sierczewski. Sierczewski now playing the ball with Martinez. Martinez facing pressure from Merrill. Merrill gets a touch on that ball, but Wen finds it in her own box and is going to play it off to Cassie Taylor instead. Cassie Taylor once again with Wen. Wen once again with Taylor. Taylor's now pushing up the field off the right side. Decides to play a backheel pass to Anderson. Ball now goes over the top to Andrews. Andrews has to play that ball with Zadrowski once again. Zadrowski now on the ball. Taking time and space. Trying to play a 1-2 with her teammate. But instead it's hit out by it's almost hit out by a Baylor defender, but there's a foul in the process in the 1-2. Baylor defender ended up getting tripped. 28 minutes and 30 seconds left to play here in the first half. And both of these teams are tied 1-1.
I like how Texas Tech has been running the midfield. You have one person going forward. Sometimes Parsons. It was Kate Leibel on that chance there. Really nobody marking just that pocket of space in the right half space. If you're looking at Texas Tech's vantage point, that far side of the pitch is really open. If someone can switch it over there, it's really just a one-on-one battle with someone from Texas Tech against Hallie Augustin. Nobody really able to track back in that area.
As we now see a Texas Tech player right outside the 18-yard box, seems to be Matthews, right inside the box, trying to let off a left-footed shot. Instead is blocked by the Baylor defender. Now we see Martinez. Martinez to Parson. Parson finding Martinez. Martinez trying to let a screen, let the ball go in between her legs, right on that left-hand side. Instead, ball goes out for a Baylor throw-in. And it's going to be Kohlberg on the ball. Kohlberg with 1, 2, 3 options. Plays it to her closest one with Teresa McCullough. McCullough playing it to Conrad. Conrad trying to send the ball up to Iskrig. It's going to force Wen to come out. Wen playing the ball off to the left to Sierczewski. Sierczewski playing down the field with Parsons. Parsons has to play back with their center back and Cassie Taylor. Cassie Taylor is going to try to push up the field here. Plays the ball off to Jametta. Jametta with time and space is trying to force a run and finds Sierczewski in the process. Lifts her head up and finds Parsons. Parsons with a nice little half turn. Lets off a powerful left-footed shot, but passes right past the right bar. Goes out for a Texas Tech goal kick. 26 minutes, 30 seconds left to play in this first half.
Yeah, gotta love what you're doing here. I mean, you've got a lot of different things you can do if you're Texas Tech, and they've definitely taken that advantage, Joao, ever since scoring that first goal, or rather scoring the equalizer against Baylor. You've seen them be more present in that left half space. You've seen them be more present. Not too many direct crosses, and it seems like if they're going on the cross, it's like right on that wing edge line of the 18-yard box. So this is a team that's definitely playing direct, and they're making it well known.
As we now see Texas Tech hit the ball out for a Baylor throw, and it's going to go ahead and be McCullough on the ball. McCullough trying to find the options. Nobody really moving. Callie Conrad with 2 players. It has to be Iskrig who makes a run. Ball recovered by Martinez for Texas Tech, and now we see Sierczewski from the back. Hits the ball over the top for Sierczewski. Sierczewski now finds Williams with the ball. Williams has to dump it off to Parsons as she was facing immense pressure. Ball is now in the back with Sierczewski. Sierczewski decides to play the ball wide to Cassie Taylor. Taylor to Leibel. Leibel now playing with Sierczewski. Sierczewski with Taylor. Taylor to Sierczewski. Sierczewski now plays the ball. Martinez on the left-hand side. Martinez looking for a ball over the top to Andrews and almost finds her, but Kohlberg is there with a strong interception to send the ball out for a Texas Tech throw-in.
And another set-piece chance for Texas Tech. Joao just trying to really drive at this Baylor team and get something back in their ways.
Anderson now on the ball. Finding Williams, and Williams is back to Andrews. Andrews trying to send the center into the box, but Gray intercepts instead. Tries to find Conrad up front. Has to play the ball back to Merrill. Merrill ends up getting tripped up in the process, and it's going to be a foul against Texas Tech. Referee is now talking to number 21, Molly Szysenski. I could imagine that the next one would be a card.
Yeah, and we've seen that earlier today where, some players are just recklessly fouling. And the first time they may not get carded, but the second time, the third time, whenever we may see a booking. And we haven't seen too many bookings at this Big 12 tournament. I don't think we've ever seen a game that's gotten more than 2, to be honest with you. So it's been a relatively clean tournament. People are playing, but they're playing relatively fair, relatively clean.
As we now see Baylor almost complicating themselves from the back, but Kohlberg is going to recover very well. Now playing a ball down the wing with McCullough. McCullough trying to beat Parsons with speed. Can't do it. Has to play back with Kohlberg. Kohlberg is now in her own half. Has to play in the middle of Gray. Gray facing pressure with now giving a nice pass off to Hayes, and Hayes plays the ball with Augustin. Augustin now with Iskrig. Ball finds Augustin once again in the back and has to play with Gray. Gray playing it off to Kohlberg. Kohlberg taking time and space. Now facing pressure. Tries to play the ball over the top of Merrill. Ends up hitting her on the head, but the ball doesn't find the intended target in Conrad. Now it's Texas Tech. What are they going to do from this attack? It's Williams. Williams holding the ball in the middle of the pitch with a nice change of play going towards that right side with Macy Blackburn. Blackburn playing with Giametta. Giametta playing with Blackburn once again. Has to play a ball with Cassie Taylor. And Cassie Taylor finds Blackburn off the right side. Plays the ball over the top now with number 16, Sierczewski. Sierczewski plays Williams on the left side who tries to play a pass. Instead plays it back to Sierczewski. Sierczewski right outside of the 18-yard box, letting off a left-footed shot. But ball is now in the hands of Azul Alvarez.
And that's another good build-up. But then again, Azul Alvarez, they're going to make the stop. And you'd think Sierczewski had a really good chance at that. And again, it's been very common. We saw Tyler Iskrig get on her left boot and get a shot that was well pointed towards that lower right-hand corner. Sierczewski just unable to do the same thing on the opposite side of the pitch. But that's some good build-up by Texas Tech. And that's something we've seen out of the favorites in this tournament, Joao, is the folks that know when they're going to attack. You know the chances they're going to have. And just from that, you can understand that they're the better team and they're going to score a goal.
As we now see Texas Tech pushing up the field. Ball now on the right side with Giametta. Giametta trying to get past Augustin on that right-hand side. Is not able to find the right touch. And ball is now out for a goal kick. And it's going to be Alvarez on the reset. 21 minutes left to play. Still at a standstill. 1-1 is the score between Texas Tech and Baylor. But an entertaining first half so far, to say the least. Kohlberg now with Alvarez. Alvarez playing wide to the left with Augustin. Augustin finding Leach. Leach has to play it to Augustin once again. Augustin with the sombrero over the top. Ends up falling over minimal contact. Referee says nothing. It's going to be a Texas Tech throw-in. As we now see Sierczewski play from the back. Sierczewski going between 1, 2, pushing up the field. Now playing to Parsons on the left side. Has Anderson on the left side with Parsons laying off a right-footed shot. Passing the right bar, but goes out for a goal kick. Texas Tech knocking on that door once again.
That's an interesting move by Sky Leach to shade Parsons inside, because that's an interesting shot, and she's going near post too. That's not something that Azul Alvarez is expecting in that situation. You want to try to shade her to the outside, let them reset, and try to get across into the box. That could pay more dividends for Texas Tech, and it'll be better defending for Baylor.
Correct, and it'll be interesting to see what adjustments they make here at halftime as Texas Tech is now running to the box. It's going to be a shot let out near the penalty hash, but finds the hands of Alvarez once again as she scoops it up between her legs. Texas Tech still looking here, but Kohlberg is now resetting from the back. Finding McCullough. McCullough with pressure from Anderson. Has to play back with Gray, the center back. Plays it to her left center back in Augustin. Augustin now marching up the field. Trying to find Conrad, but nice cutoff from Taylor for Texas Tech. Now it's Blackburn. Blackburn playing with Sierczewski. Sierczewski taking time, taking space. Playing with Anderson on the left. Once again with Sierczewski at the center back position. Now crossing the halfway line. With two Baylor players on her, she maintains the ball, but plays it off to Williams. Williams near the touchline on that left-handed side. Facing pressure from Kohlberg. Plays it back to Anderson. Anderson now near the middle. Plays it with Martinez. Martinez pushing up the field the most she can before having to dump it off. Ball is once again with Martinez. Nice foot on it by McCullough. Ball almost goes out. Here's the touchline, but Texas Tech is going to stay with it. It's Sierczewski. Sierczewski now with Cassie Taylor on the right-handed side. Playing the ball once again in the middle near the halfway line with Sierczewski. Sierczewski playing Anderson near that left touchline. Ball going to Parsons. Parsons takes a little break. He can't reach the ball. Is now going to tussle with Kai Hayes for that ball. But it's going to go out for a Baylor goal kick.
Yeah, Parsons really stopped her run. We didn't really see what was going on there, and I don't know whether or not she was going to get it or whether or not she didn't have a chance, but kind of a late reaction, like you said, Joao, as we see a change for Baylor. Going to be Caroline Staubach coming into the game. She had the winner against Arizona on Wednesday, so she can definitely provide some instances of going into the box, getting that poacher's goal, just getting the ball one time, trying to drive it forward and get something going.
As we now see Texas Tech here on the counterattack, finding a shot going right over the bar. Very close here from the Red Raiders. It was a shot from Giametta, who was facing Alvarez right in front of the goal. But nevertheless, it is a Baylor goal kick. Very close here from the Raiders. But here's Kohlberg from the back. Kohlberg playing with McCullough. McCullough taking her time and space, facing pressure from Anderson from Texas Tech. Now playing the ball with Hayes. Hayes with Gray. Gray now finding Augustin. Augustin with a green patch of grass decides to play it to her sister. Ball now with Merrill. Merrill tripped up in the process, but Baylor stays with the ball. It's Hannah Augustin. Now playing with Leach. Leach finding Gray. Gray playing on that right-handed side with Kohlberg. Kohlberg finding Hayes. Hayes finding pressure from Parsons. Has to dump it back to Gray. Gray with a nice ball over the top to Augustin. Augustin plays it short with Staubach. Staubach with Leach. Leach now trying to maneuver between that Texas Tech midfield. Finds Iskrig. Iskrig with the cross into the box. Can't find Merrill. Instead finds Staubach. Staubach volleys it. But instead goes very high here. Over the top. Goes out for a Texas Tech goal kick.
Yeah, that was an audacious attempt by Staubach, and I don't blame her for taking that chance there. You're in the 18-yard box, you're relatively close to it. You might as well just take a shot, right? Why not? And she's known for one-touch football, but she just couldn't get the laces on it. She was basically hitting her foot straight up, and that's what caused the ball to go well into the stands. If she kind of tilts it down a little bit, that's more direct, that's more straight, and that could possibly go on goal.
Do you think if it's on the opposite side, it goes towards the river?
Yes, maybe. Well, let's see. It was kind of curving towards the right, so yeah, I'd agree with you.
That's
There's a big video board that's like right behind that goal. That if you're going, it's facing the river, kind of the northwest side of the stadium. But there's a big jumbotron, so you kind of have to fit it in. But if a ball goes well left or well right, there's a possibility that it could go in.
definitely. As we now see Texas Tech from the throw-in near Baylor's box. Blackburn trying to find somebody. Finds Giametta inside the box. Giametta taking her time in space, shielding the ball. Cross from Blackburn, attempting to find Williams. But now the ball is in the air. Like a game of volleyball between both sides. No owner yet. Hitting the head of multiple players, but now it's Baylor's ball. It's Iskrig on the counterattack. Has Staubach up in the front. Staubach, who doesn't find the ball in time. It's a Szczesny ball. Plays it back to Wen. Wen now finding pressure from Staubach. Wen playing the ball to Szczesny. Szczesny with Wen. Wen now playing Szczesny, and Szczesny is going to have time and space to take this up. Decides to play the ball up the field with Williams on the left-handed side. William plays it with Anderson. She had a player on her back. And now plays the ball with Wen. Wen tripped up in the process. There is going to be a foul, and Wen let the referee know her frustrations. Ball now with Martinez. Martinez playing with Taylor on the right-handed side, pushing the ball up the field, going from her own box, passing that halfway field near Baylor's box. Tries to play Sadrowski in the process. Now it's going to be a Baylor ball. Iskrig trying to play McCullough on that right-handed side. Can't do it. Now it's going to go ahead and beat Giametta. Giametta pushing this ball up the field. Trying to play Williams on the left-hand side, but Kohlberg boots it out. Doesn't want to know anything about it, and it's going to be a Texas Tech throw-in near the halfway line. And then there is also going to be 2 substitutions for the Red Raiders. Mahir, could you tell me who's going on and who's going off?
Yeah, so it's Alana Harry and Skylar Haas coming on for Texas Tech. Those are 2 players that have a very attack-heavy mindset. Again, Harry, who hasn't played too much this year, only 18 games, but only 3 of them starts. 2 goals, 3 assists, so she can provide something off the bench. Same with Haas, too. 15 appearances coming off the bench, 4 goals, and 2 assists. So these are 2 players that want to provide a spark for Tom Stone's squad as they try to find some breakthrough going into halftime.
As we now see Harry, player who just came on, facing pressure from Kohlberg, has to play with Parsons. Parsons still near that left touchline, tries to play a ball through to Harry near that 18-yard box. Instead finds the feet of Azul Alvarez, who sprints over to find the ball. 13 minutes left to play here in the first half from CPKC Stadium, and Texas Tech and Baylor are currently tied 1-1. Kohlberg playing with McCullough. McCullough playing back with Kohlberg, and Kohlberg is going to try to play his ball over the top to Merrill. She does. Merrill now finally Staubach. Staubach with a nice touch towards the middle. A little too much on it, so not that nice overall, but instead Texas Tech is going to go ahead and recover this ball. Szczesny now finding her teammate over the top. It's going to be Sadrowski. Sadrowski now playing with Parsons. Parsons nearing that 18-yard box. Plays it wide to the left with Harry. Harry now near the box. Letting off a left-footed shot. Nice ace from Alvarez. But still the rebound. Sadrowski with the right-footed shot. Going near the left post. But Alvarez is there once again. Nice recovery for the goalkeeper from Austin, Texas, to keep this game 1-1.
That's a good work from Alvarez. That's a good build-up from Texas Tech as well. Try to find the space on the left, play it in towards the middle. Szczesny making a crashing run. It's all about finding that open space and finding that open shot. It's a good build-up by Texas Tech. I think it just comes down to being clinical, Joao. I think that's the biggest thing. The one thing I would say about that goal that gave Texas Tech the equalizer is that there was a little bit of disruption and they got in front of Alvarez. Alvarez had to think for a split second, and it caused Texas Tech to get in front of her. Szczesny gets the header, and all of a sudden it's 1-1. Just little moments like that, right? It's just there's some times where she can make some good stops. She can make stops in the clear when it's a one-on-one chance. So it's trying to get those instances once in a while.
Haas on the right-hand side of the box, trying to give across to Harry. Alvarez comes out promptly and gets that ball. Is now pushing her team up the field. Alvarez taking her time, letting her team recover after that Texas Tech attack. 11 minutes left to play in the first half. Here from Kansas City, Missouri, where Texas Tech and Baylor are currently tied 1-1, as we now see Augustin near her box on the left-hand side, has to play it back with Alvarez. Alvarez now sending a lobbed ball over the top, maybe a little too much. And it is McCullough who tried to hit it out last second. But instead, they're going to give up the ball in dangerous territory in their own final third. Let's see what Texas Tech can do off this play. And it's Anderson. Anderson finding Harry with pressure from Kohlberg on her back. Nice little half turn to evade pressure. But Kohlberg there with the recovery with a strong slide tackle to send the ball out for a Texas Tech throw-in on the right-hand side.
And you could definitely make sure that Texas Tech has those bodies going forward, has those bodies that can really crash into the box. You have about 5 that are just marked. Right now they're free, but Baylor really keeping their line well within that 6-yard box.
As we now see Parsons giving a nice cross into the box, going towards that second post, almost finding Cassie Taylor there, who wanted to boot the ball near that left post, but instead it's going to go out for a Baylor goal kick and Azul Alvarez.
And Alvarez has definitely been tested too. I mean, if Baylor does not allow a goal at the end of this first half, it would probably be kind of nice, especially for Alvarez too. You just want to have a breather, right? As a goalkeeper, yes, you have to constantly be thinking, right? Where's the ball going? How do I play these players into possession? How do I communicate to them so I can get the team in formation? But at the same time, when it comes to you personally, you want to have a little bit of a break in general.
As we now see Texas Tech play from the midway line, and you make a great point here, but unfortunately, Texas Tech Baylor receiving that goal, makes it a little more complicated, especially in that second half. As we now see Haley Augustin play the ball with Iskrig in the middle of the pitch. Iskrig passing that halfway line with 3 players on her. Plays the ball over to the right side to Staubach. Staubach now facing pressure from the Texas Tech defender. Tries to boot it out. Staubach gets in the way. It's going to go out for a Texas Tech throw-in on the left-hand side. And that play could have been so much more for Baylor, but Texas Tech is here on the restart with Parsons. Parsons playing the ball to Sajurski. Now playing with Haas. Haas finding her teammate on the right-hand side. Tries to play a ball over the top to Harry. A little too much power on that ball. It's going to find Azul Alvarez instead. Alvarez now playing with Augustin, and Augustin finds Gray in the middle. Gray had time and space, played it off to the right to Kohlberg, and now it's Kohlberg against Sajurski. Sajurski, who got a touch on that ball. It's going to go out for a Baylor throw-in on the right-hand side, and there's going to be a couple of substitutions for Baylor. Coming on the pitch is going to go ahead and be number 2, Elijah Lockett. Coming off is number 35, Caroline Staubach. 7 minutes, 35 seconds left to play here from CPKC Stadium. What do you think Lockett could bring to the board for Baylor?
It's really just driving down that wing and trying to play that number 9 spot, but I think it's also trying to get that pairing with Tyler Isgrig. She hasn't come off, Callie Conrad has, and you've seen Staubach as well. Just trying to get in behind, trying to get some new energy going in the front, because to be honest with you, Baylor has not had too many chances really driving in the net, driving towards the box. Save for that first goal, which was taken outside of the box, really no chances inside of it, and that's what you really need to get some goals, get some pressure on this Texas Tech side.
So let's see if Lockett could be that defibrillator. Maybe, create more opportunities for this Baylor side as they restart here from the back. And time is slowly fading, just like how the day is here in Kansas City. We're already on Game 3, and make sure to stay after this game for our next match, which will be West Virginia versus Kansas, featuring Luke Lendler and myself, Joao Lara. As we now see Baylor play from the back with Kohlberg. Kohlberg pushing up that field extraordinarily. Has to eventually let go as she was facing pressure from 3. And now it's Iskrig. Is Greg finding Gray in the back. Gray pelting Harry with the ball in the face. Harry grabbing her face. The referee stopping this game, calling for time. Exactly on the 6-minute mark. And the referee is going to call for the trainers here, as it was a pretty nasty hit on Harry. Harry, who came in as a substitution too. Hopefully she's okay and can continue in this game.
Yeah, it seems like she's holding the back of her neck area too, so just getting that knock kind of probably just tilted something up for her. Just make sure she's okay. I don't think it should be anything major. She's able to get some tilt on her head, and she's kind of holding her forehead in the process, so that's probably where the impact happened. She'll take a trot over, and we'll see another change coming in for Texas Tech.
And that ball had power, as it was going to be a change of game to Augustin, but instead found Harry in the process. As we now see Kohlberg lined up from the throw-in, and we're waiting on the indications from the referee to see if Harry is going to stay on, or if instead it's going to be Story Sexton who comes on for her. And it does seem like Harry is going to stay on, just needs to wait for a pause. As we now see Parsons on the ball. Harry now coming on the pitch once again, thankfully. And Martinez has to play that ball on the right-hand side with Blackburn. Blackburn carrying the ball. Has pressure of two, but instead finds Sadrowski in the process. Sadrowski now playing once again with Blackburn, and Blackburn is trying to run down that right-handed side near the Baylor box. Sends it over the top, doesn't find anybody. It's going to go ahead and go out for a Baylor goal kick. 5 minutes and 19 seconds left to play here from CPKC Stadium. And there's going to be another substitution for Texas Tech. Can you tell me who's coming on for the Red Raiders, Mahir?
So that's Story Sexton, and that's probably the change you want to see if you're Tom Stone in general. Alana Harry taking that knock, so you have a Texas Tech side that's going back to 11v11, and you have Sexton, who's played 18 games this season, 8 starts in general, so it's just different legs coming in, and you know that a goal late in this first half can really change the momentum, Joao. And I think it's probably more for Texas Tech than it is for Baylor, to be honest with you, because this Texas Tech side's been more on the attack. So if you're Baylor, you have a chance to regroup. You have a chance to potentially hold the ball in those first 15 minutes. Now it's just about, can you survive? Can you survive until that halftime buzzer sounds?
And here's the thing, too. I think that Baylor's pressure is going down just because of the 15-minute rule. So usually what good teams do when they're on the press to not get tired usually is 15 minutes on. And so first 15 minutes and last 15 minutes are dedicated exclusively to pressing just to make sure you don't get tired. Now we see Baylor trying to play the ball down their own half, play from the back, but nice pressure from Texas Tech to recover that ball. Now it's Martinez near the middle. Now threading through a ball down the left-handed side, trying to find Anderson a little too much. It's going to end up hitting the corner flag and bouncing off of her left leg to go out for a goal kick.
We got a little bit of wind blowing here, Joao. That's been the common thing here in Kansas City this week, so that may also play an effect, especially going towards that flag, which is kind of blowing from our direction, kind of northwest. Probably on a compass, it's looking more like west. Either way, it's helping the ball go out on the end line. Those are the little things you see as a coach, the little things you see from a momentum perspective too, which sometimes when you're going with the wind, you have that momentum. That's what Texas Tech has right now. Baylor will have that in the second half. So it'll be interesting to see how that really helps the complexity of this game.
As we now see Augustin holding the ball, and I think you've mentioned valid points here. It's getting very dangerous for Baylor playing from the back because Texas Tech's momentum has grown. As we now see Augustin facing pressure from a player, and Texas Tech is moving very well as a team. As we now see Gray on the ball. Gray facing pressure from Haas. Now playing off to Kohlberg. Kohlberg with Harry, and each player is doing their individual rounds on the press, which is really helping out Texas Tech. But regardless, Baylor's still on the ball. It's Hannah Booten now playing with Gray. Gray widening the pitch, finding Augustin. Augustin finding Hannah Augustin. So Haley finding Hannah. Hannah now on the ball. Has to play Gray back. Gray, the left center back, now playing the ball over the top, trying to find Iskrig on the left wing. Defensive error from Texas Tech, and now it's Iskrig. Iskrig, who had contact, sort of did a little motion there, but now it is Texas Tech on the ball near the middle of the pitch. Now approaching the right side. Ball bounces off of the Baylor offender, but it's Parsons with a nice little half turn to try to get rid of Kohlberg. Another one. Once again, still shielding the ball. Plays the ball off to the right to Blackburn, and it's Blackburn right outside the 18-yard box on the right-handed side. Blackburn, fake shot. Another fake shot. Takes a left-footed shot, and that was going towards the left angle. Azul Alvarez with a nice left-handed save to send that ball over the bar, and it's going to be a Texas Tech throw-in here with 1 minute and 30 seconds left to play in this first half, where they are still tied 1-1.
That was a good chance by Blackburn, just cutting inside. She took the space. She was trying to go near post again, Joao, and it nearly got Alvarez, but she put it in a good position to save it. And I think if Blackburn just tilts it a little bit more to the right, that's top bins. It's 2-1 Texas Tech. They still have some good chances, though. Let's see what they can do here on this corner kick.
They still need to continue creating opportunities, but now it's Blackburn from the corner kick. Ball soaring past both posts, centered in, re-centered once again, but Kohlberg right at that left post to deny the goal for Texas Tech, heads the ball out, and it's going to be a throw-in for Texas Tech here with 42 seconds left in this first half.
Smart and nonchalant by Kohlberg. Just easily get it off the line, get something forward. That's what you need.
And that looked like a prepared play from Texas Tech, something they had practiced within the week. Meanwhile, we see once again Parsons on the right-hand side, sending it across into the box, trying to find Harry. Instead finds Kohlberg. Kohlberg is going to hit that over for another Texas Tech corner kick. Everybody has to rush in. There's 15 seconds left on the clock. Let's see if they can get this play off. Time is running out little by little. 10, 9, 8. And the time is...
Now they'll stop it here. So it will be 10 seconds left on the clock.
As referee now blows his whistle. Ball going over the top. And the referee stopping the play. Was a dangerous ball going towards Azul Alvarez. Ended up hitting it out with her right hand. But the referee is going to go talk to Augustin, it seems. Augustin receiving instructions from the referee. Play is still stopped. 6 seconds now left on the clock. The referee now blowing his whistle. 10 seconds on the clock again. Ball going into the box near the first post. And what seemed to be an Olympico was kept out. Very close from Texas Tech here on the play. And the players are asking for VAR. And the referee is going to go to VAR.
I think that ball crossed the line, Joao. From my angle, it looked like it did. Not exactly an Olympico, but just getting the simple touch on the ball. That was some good defending by Baylor. But the thing is, Alvarez just punched that ball down. Nobody was there. And again, you had some field players in the area, but nobody was able to truly clear that ball. And I think he wants to get something. Michelle Leonard is furious on that near touchline. She thinks that it's no goal, and Baylor is 1-1 at half. Again, trying to protect her Baylor Bears. This is such an interesting call, and I believe, yes, the ref is going to check this at the VAR monitor.
Halftime drama, and doesn't look like an Olympic. I need to see that replay again. If either way, I think it's an insane goal, especially with the way the wind is going. The wind is going west. That ball is going east. It grabs a nice, little curve, and it's super, super close. Let's see what the referee says here. He's looking at the VAR. I wish I was on the ESPN broadcast to be looking at that replay, but we just gotta wait and see. But here, it's gonna be a close one.
Yeah, I think it definitely is. I mean, I would probably say that it crossed the line, but again, it's got to be clear and obvious. It's got to cross the entirety of the line, right? It's not the sense of if it hits the line, you're in, right? It's not like football in that regards. It has to completely cross the line for it to be a goal. And to be honest with you, in that regards, did it hit the line? Yes. Did
Yes.
some of the ball cross the line? Yes. Did all of the ball cross the line? I don't know. That's my ruling of it.
That's where we need to see the the thing that I guess is not disappointing due to budgeting and everything, but goal line technology. Even in some games in La Liga, they don't have it. In La Liga, they don't have it. So I mean, it's either way. Whatever call ends up, being distributed here by the ref, I don't think I'd be angry at either one.
I still think it's crazy that we've now had 4 VAR checks today. Well, actually, we've had more than that, too. We saw that with Oklahoma State BYU. We had 3 in Colorado TCU right before then, and now we have 1 VAR check here. And I think we only saw 1 or 2 on Wednesday. That's how crazy it was.
And both teams are waiting at the halfway mark. Referee is going to blow his whistle, and he's going to go ahead and give a goal to Texas Tech. Wow! A near Olympico goal. Not exactly one, but either way, what creative genius from Texas Tech here on their corner kicks. They've done it very well off game, creating opportunities with these pre-packaged plays, and it's paid off for them. And they currently lead this game 2-1. It got out of Baylor's hands. This game is giving me similar flashbacks to the previous game. And as soon as this ball goes, I'd imagine that's going to be the end of the first half. There's 7 seconds down the clock. So there we go. We're going to have 7 seconds of resume play before we go to the second half here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. End of the first half. Texas Tech currently leads this game 2-1 against Baylor. Late first half drama saw the Red Raiders go up. Mahir, what's your verdict? What's your take on this first half?
I mean, I think it all comes down to what we just saw, Joao. If Baylor were to get that call in their ruling, let's say it is 1-1, you could easily say it's a reset. Because Texas Tech now has the lead, it's all about building for the Red Raiders. Now they're in a good position to get that insurance goal. And again, Baylor, I feel like, now has backs against the wall, Joao. And again, you were talking about, it reminds you of Colorado TCU. We saw Colorado score the opener. TCU gets a penalty with 15 minutes to go. They end up getting a 2-1 lead after getting the equalizer in the first half, and then just got an insurance, right? And knowing Texas Tech, it's a very similar team to TCU. These two teams were really going at it for that Big 12 crown in the regular season. TCU ends up getting it. Nonetheless, this is a Texas Tech team that is very similar to it. So now it's just about building. Now it's just about asserting your dominance at the stage.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for the first half here from CPKC Stadium. Once again, Texas Tech currently leading this game 2-1. These goals arrived at the 4:33-minute mark, 4-minute 33-second mark for Baylor with a goal from Tyler Iskrig, a goal at the 9-minute 13-second mark for Texas Tech from the feet of Zadrowski, and then finally a goal from Story Sexton at the 45-minute mark for Texas Tech to go up. We will go to a brief pause, but ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back.
I thought I released a good album until Naughty Step said it was bad.
I hear this project and I am frustrated.
I better listen to Blaze Radio.
Hi, I'm Pedro. Did you know you can listen to anything? Blaze Radio says you can, and so do I. I believe that until listened to, every song, album, EP, and DJ set is hot until proven otherwise.
And that's why I fight for you, headbangers.
Hot FM. Hot FM on Blaze Radio. Listen live every Monday at 11 a.m. on blazeradioonline.com. That's blazeradioonline.com.
Is what I wanted. Is what I've been waiting for these cars to come off in this corner. And guys, it's showtime. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Ooh, let's go racing today, boys.
Are you a racing fan or want to learn more about the sport? Join Cooper Burns and Eric List every Tuesday from 1 to 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Blaze Radio as they discuss everything from NASCAR to dirt racing and more on Fuel for Thought.
How to throw a football.
Hike.
How to hit a baseball off a bat. How to make a basketball go through the hoop and make that swish sound. These are all questions we wonder when we are learning how to play a sport. But have you ever wondered what it may be like to interview someone who is in the sports industry? Like, how do I become a broadcaster? How do I become a graphic designer? How do I become a public address announcer? It's all here. How to Sports, your go-to sports industry leading show here on Blaze Radio and BlazeRadioOnline.com. Tune in every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. with Ryan Pesesnik, Max Williams, and Tyler Wargo. How to Sports. It's in the game.
Grab your mates and join us for the finest sports show on Blaze Radio, The Irish Hello.
With the wisdom of the Irish duo, you'll have the knowledge of old pals at the pub, sharing each and every moment.
Join Aidan O'Neill and Shay Maloney every Wednesday night from 8:30 to 9:30 for breakdowns of sports news across the world as a pot of gold awaits.
Welcome to 4 on 4, where we have all 4 experts on the 4 major sports. Join Sammy Newt, Dylan Wickman, Justin DeHaas, and Sean Brennan on Blaze Radio as they break down an exciting semester of sports that includes the MLB postseason, top NFL storylines, the biggest offseason news from the NBA and NHL, and anything relevant happening in the sports world. At the end of the day, we're just 4 roommates that love to talk sports, so join the conversation. Listen live on BlazeRadioOnline.com every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Arizona time, or if you missed us, check us out on Spotify, where you can hear all of our shows.
Hi, I'm Casey McNulty.
And I'm Brooklyn Cohen.
And welcome to The Hot Seat, where each week we answer your burning sports questions. Want to hear us settle sports debates and talk about our biggest takes in the sports world? Well, we've got you covered.
As 2 former athletes and current sports journalists, we offer the perspective of what it's like to be on the field or court
or pool.
So tune in every week at 10 a.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
See you in the hot seat.
Coming this fall, Friday Night Lights Camera Action, Blaze Radio's premier sports movie talk show returns.
There's no crying in Friday Night Lights Camera Action.
If you ain't first, then watch Friday Night Lights Camera Action.
Guys, there are rich teams and there are poor teams. And then there's 50 feet of crap. And then there's people who don't watch Friday Night Lights Camera Action.
Remember the time Friday Night Lights Camera Action showed up at halftime and Blaze Radio won the Bourbon Bowl? Friday Night Lights Camera Action, Friday starting at 9 p.m. Arizona time on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Now go out there and take it.
What's up, everyone? Life is confusing, so I, Natalia Marin, have decided to answer some of life's wonders, asking the question, does it work? AKA the name of my new show, Does It Work? Will have fun conversations featuring my hours of research, evaluating if cultural phenomenons, government systems, and psychological theories actually work. Make sure to listen live every Monday at 9 a.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com to see, if it works.
Just a music show on Tuesdays from 3:30 to 4:30. A show about sampling. Hosted by a city boy named Shane Saya. Talking about free samples.
Ever feel like you don't quite fit the mold?
A Little Unorthodox breaks it completely.
Join us as we dive into the messy intersections of faith, identity, and culture with stories that don't always follow the rules.
From in-depth interviews
to live event coverage,
we're here to explore what it really means to belong or not.
Join us, Emily Fox-Million
and Abe Mogelson,
on Sunday at 11 a.m.
Because sometimes the best way to make sense of it all is by getting a little unorthodox.
Yes, sir. Nah, I'm hearing what you're saying, but what's your take though? Yeah, he's cool, but Heisman? That team don't got nobody on there who could shoot any type of threes. I'm supposed to believe they're a playoff team? You're not answering the question. The question is, who is the better football team right now? Hey, I like that take right there. And it's not even close. What are we talking about? There's no midfielder as naturally talented as him in the last 20 years. Tune in to Let's Talk Takes every week, hosted by me, Devin Henderson, where I bring in different guests each week and we debate the most pressing topics in a variety of sports. I'm talking NFL, NBA, college basketball, college football. We even gonna talk about some soccer. Tune in every week, Thursday, 2 to 3 p.m. right here on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Hey, it's me again. It's your good friend, Max Cepeda. And the only guarantee I can give you is this. Any Tuesday night, anything can happen.
God, you're so good at interviewing, Max. Someone give him an award.
It ain't about the game, it's about the game. You feel me, Max?
That's no,
it ain't about the game, it's about the game.
She decided she was too good for Disney, and I was like,
she wins no matter what. Taylor
crazy.
Swift is always right.
Blaze Radio presents The World According to Zippy, Season 3. Tuesdays at 8 p.m. only on Blaze Radio and BlazeRadioOnline.com and wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, why are you crying?
Charlie Blackmon's gone!
What do you mean Charlie Blackmon's gone? You got Zach Veen. That will be ready to be called up in center field.
Who's Zach Veen?
You get to hear all about Zach Veen every Monday from 8 to 9 on Up on Deck on Blaze Radio.
Every Monday, baby!
The following is the Fatal 4-Way Podcast, and it is scheduled for one fall.
Join Luke Carter, Justin Lacertosa, Luca Lindo, and Dylan Oliver every Monday from 4 to 4:30, where we talk about all the high-flying, table smashing, eyebrow raising, limousine riding action in professional wrestling.
Welcome to your favorite show where everything is untitled, unscripted, and unhinged.
Us Podsmiths and Yes Podsmiths are what professional podcasters are called. Let's just say we're your favorite Podsmiths.
On our show, we discuss a variety of different topics and segments, from the latest news to your favorite tunes.
And it's not just us. Every week we bring in a special guest to shake things up.
So join me, CJ Stevenson,
and me, Kate Nakamura, every Monday at 4:30 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
Hey ya! Want to stay up to date with what's up in the gaming industry? Want to listen to a girl yap about her gaming opinions and hot takes? Then tune in Wednesdays at 4 p.m. for Power Up on BlazeRadioOnline.com to join me, Chaz Alvin, as I walk you through the latest and greatest in gaming news, from PC to console, from indie to AAA, while also discussing what makes video games such an interesting and engaging art form. See you then!
We listen to the show for magic. We listen to the A-list to rant, to laugh, to argue, because we need that, all of us.
That indescribable feeling we get when the on-air sign lights up and we review movies you've probably seen before.
Not just entertained, but somehow informed. Much more than new. 12 noon, every single Tuesday.
Somehow, from Larissa, Gibbs, Zach, and Spencer, our show feels like you're talking to the 4 worst people you know. Because here, you are.
The A-List. We make movies worse.
Howdy everyone, it's Jack Footer, aka JFoo, and I'm here to let you know the JFoo Show is back. Every Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, I'll be playing you fantastic tunes from the JFoo theme of the week to get your Sunday fun day off and rolling and make you feel good. So tune in to the JFoo Show every Sunday morning at 10 o'clock right here on Blaze Radio, streaming exclusively at BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Do you ever wonder what the backstory is behind some of your favorite songs? Where do artists get their inspiration from? Hi, my name is Nicola Hendro.
And I'm Brooklyn Cohen, and welcome to Inspired. On Inspired, we will be sharing some of the fun facts behind the iconic songs you know and love.
Tune in to Inspired on Blaze Radio at BlazeRadioOnline.com every Monday at 10 a.m. Arizona time as we break down the inspiration behind the iconic lyrics.
Get inspired!
Hey guys, we're Liv and Maddie, and this is our specialty show, Out of Tune, on Blaze Radio.
If you listen to music, we like to talk about it. Tune in for live concert coverage and ticket giveaways. On Mondays at 2:30 to 3. Tune in!
We were just a couple of posers with guitars. They were always out of tune.
Do you like Philadelphia sports?
Do you think Tanner McKee...
Back here for the second half from CPKC Stadium in Kansas City, where it's Texas Tech 2, Baylor 1 in the third quarterfinal of the day. Alongside Joao Lara, I'm Ahirsan Hassan. Thanks for tuning in on this Saturday afternoon. Getting ready for the evening slate here, even though this game kicked off at 2:30 p.m. Central Time. There is supposed to be some inclement weather heading into Kansas City later tonight, so all the games moved up by 2.5 to 3 hours, as was the case on Wednesday. But Joao, back to this game. It's definitely been interesting, and I think we need to start with a recap of what happened in the first half. Tyler Iskrig with the goal for Baylor, just 4 minutes and 33 seconds into the match. Roughly 4 minutes and 40 seconds later, it was Taylor Krzyzewski for Texas Tech. We had an equalized game. Texas Tech, with just seconds remaining in the first half, drives in a corner, and it's knocked in. Originally called no goal, cleared off the line by Baylor, but off further review with VAR, it was called a goal. It is Story Sexton that will be credited with it, and with that, it's a 2-1 game.
I mean, overall, it's been amazing to see these teams go at it. Baylor, so unexpected, 4 minutes in as the underdog going up, and then Texas Tech gaining control little by little. Krzyzewski, she time spot at the time moment, right spot, right moment. Sorry, getting a little tongue twisted there. Finding across to get inside the goal, and let's see how Baylor reacts to being down 2-1, and let's see how Texas Tech takes the lead.
So we're back underway. Baylor now working from right to left. Texas Tech working from left to right. White tops, white shorts, and white socks with the red stripe for the leaders. Baylor, it's all green for them. Green tops, green shorts, green shorts, relatively a dark green, and then you got the Bear logo on the front in yellow. On the near side now with Texas Tech. Back to the back line for Cassie Taylor. She pips us forward, and that one is headed away by Hallie Augustin. A throw-in for Texas Tech. Shots, as it is right now, well in favor of the Red Raiders. 15 for them, 4 for Baylor. 8-2 when it comes to shots on target. Down the right line now for Texas Tech. Trying to find space here is Ashley Williams. She'll play it back. Still dancing around in the middle. Still trying to get something as Skylar Haas. She continues to play in the game after checking in the first half. Throw in now for Baylor, right in front of Texas Tech's bench. Played down the line for Tyler Iskrig on the second team in the all Big 12 selection. Hallie Augustin trying to get past the Texas Tech defender. Iskrig tried to keep it in play. Tom Stone got right out of his seat thinking that she played it out of bounds and it would be a throw-in for Texas Tech. It is not. Ball flipped over towards the right-hand side now. Ava Kohlberg for Baylor, resetting up. She'll yank it back and play it back towards Marissa Gray. Gray slides it over towards Hallie Augustin, and Augustin plays it forward. One touch from Sky Leach, back towards Gray, still in the defensive half for Baylor. 43:04 remaining in the second half. Bears down 2-1 to the Red Raiders. Texas Tech won this matchup 1-0 during the regular season in Lubbock. A neutral matchup here in Kansas City, the quarterfinals for the Big 12 championships. Red Raiders able to win it back here on the right wing. Play towards Macy Blackburn, the defender of the year in the Big 12. Clips it over towards the left-hand side. Some space to work here for Elise Anderson. Decides to play it to a check-in Jillian Martinez. Back towards Anderson, but it's yanked away by McCullough. Not the best pass by Martinez as McCullough looks to reset and finds Conrad. Conrad back to goal. In towards the middle for Baylor. Space for Sky Leach in the center circle. Past the center line, Leach playing it forward towards Iskrig. Right half space. Will have to retreat back. 3 white jerseys near her as Martinez will play it towards Texas Tech once again.
And these both squads have been able to have their individual moments of brilliance, but Texas Tech has has been phenomenal in touching the ball and really maintaining possession, and that's what they want to do, especially being 2-1 up, because you force Baylor to press. You force Baylor to look for more options. That opens up gaps, and that just allows Texas Tech to go crazy in the attack.
Tom Stone in the white cap and the black jacket already going towards our referee for today, Ben Myers. Second time today with a free kick awarded towards Baylor. Stone has been a little anxious on his near side coach's box. Ben Myers been a little bit interested as well. He's had a busy day as Isgrig will flick this forward, going towards Conrad, bustling down that left-hand side, trying to get to the ball, but it's shielded away by Molly Skrsenski for a goal kick for Texas Tech. 41:07 remaining in the second half. Texas Tech up 2-1 against Baylor. You're listening to the 2024 Sprouts Farmers Market Big 12 Soccer Championships on Blaze Radio and the Blaze Sports YouTube page. Your third quarterfinal of the day, number 6 Kansas against number 3 West Virginia to follow later today. The winner of this matchup will play either the Jayhawks or the Mountaineers in the semifinal on Wednesday, the second semifinal. Here's Ashley Morrill pipping this forward for Baylor, back in the attacking third, out towards Conrad, and she can't get there in time. Throw in for Texas Tech, far side.
What I want to see more from Baylor, at least in the second half, is for them to hold the ball, play a little bit more of the hold-up game. They're trying to send balls directly forward. Not every ball has to be, going forward. You can take your time and try to find someone as soon as they come to assist you.
Ball swung into the middle. Cassie Taylor backheads it away. A further clearance by Texas Tech. It's out for a throw-in for the Red Raiders. It was Haas with the initial clearance. It got deflected. A throw-in now coming on the right-hand side. Caitlin Giametta, I believe, to take this. Giametta down the line, popping it forward towards Williams. Back to goal against Gray. Plays it down. Down towards the middle again. Haas. Then over towards the middle, and now out towards the left-hand side for Anderson. Anderson working around Peyton Parsons. Parsons back to goal. Jillian Martinez has kind of been quiet today. Still chances for Texas Tech. Relatively in the midfield, working towards the left half space. Chance here again for Martinez, trying to play it through towards her player, her teammate Ashley Williams. Out towards the left, Anderson with a cross in, still bouncing in the box and cleared away. A decent chance by Haas to get a shot to it, but it still doesn't work. Here comes Baylor the other side. Ball played through. Isgray can't get a touch to it, as Conrad, who played the initial ball, tries to pressure Texas Tech to get the ball back. Red Raiders play it towards the center circle. Less than 39 minutes. Still Texas Tech 2-1.
And Baylor had an opportunity to break through there. I don't think Isgrig's run was that bad. I think she should have cut in more a little earlier. Maybe that ball finds her, and maybe the story's a little different. But either way, Texas Tech is transitioning very well into attack, and that's going to continue helping them throughout the duration of not only a second half, but for the whole tournament.
On the right-hand side now for Texas Tech, working around, still Skylar Haas pushing forward against Leach. She tried playing back. It's picked off by Teresa McCullough and the Bears. Still dancing around. Plays it back towards Kai Hayes. Hayes trying to spin off a tackle, and it is. Peyton Parsons goes tumbling down to ground as Hayes gives it back towards Texas Tech. Trying to find McCullough on that right-hand side. Thrown quickly taken by Texas Tech towards Jillian Martinez. Now played towards the left half space. Trying to find Molly Skrsenski. It's Skrsenski on the ball right now with Taylor. And now out towards the right-hand side, Kate Leibel. Leibel plays it down, plays it forward. Harry. Ball continues to skip on the right-hand side. It finds the feet of Macy Blackburn on the overlap. Down the right-hand side, edge of the 18, trying to get past Bray. Blackburn lifts it into the box. Nobody there in the center of it. Parsons recollects, redirects it back in, trapped down by Kohlberg, and cleared away by Baylor. 37-20 remaining in the second half. Baylor still holding on, down 2-1. And we talked about it before, Joao, the fact that an insurance goal can change everything. There's been a point in the past two matches where the team that loses just seems out of it. They just seem to lose momentum. Oklahoma State BYU beating Oklahoma State 5-0. TCU beating Colorado 3-1. Although that game was relatively interesting, an equalized game until the 75th minute or so, when a PK goal in favor of TCU gave them a 2-1 advantage. They won the game 2-1. But nonetheless, if you're Baylor, you realize that now's go time. You have to get something forward, as here comes Conrad, relatively on the edge of the 18. Now plays it back towards Leach. Kohlberg, and now on the right-hand side once again. Conrad lifts this into the box. That's caught by Faith Wynn.
And I think Baylor, I don't know, we still need more time. There's still 36 minutes left to play in the second half. I think if within the next 10, 15 minutes, we'll be able to see if Baylor's really up to the task and trying to find another goal here.
Here's Hannah Augustin, knocked away.
Because really in the other games, what we saw is 5-10 minutes of attacking play, but attacking play that's going to last, it has to build up, and it's usually a 10 to 15 minute process to see, you know. And Baylor has had its moments. We just need to see how they play the transition. If they can replicate what Texas Tech is doing, I mean, I think it's fair game. It's really for anybody.
Out on the left is Grigg. Working against Blackburn, now cuts inside. Space opening up on the right is Grigg, still going in towards the middle. Ashley Murrill on the ball, now played over towards the right. Space to work for McCullough, edge of the 18 against Martinez. Inside of it, cross swung in, just a little too high for Hannah Augustin. Is Grigg trying to track back on the near side, trying to keep the ball in play. It goes out, a throw in for Texas Tech. Good chance there for Baylor though.
And I think that's what they need to continue doing. McCullough was very, 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 she was very explosive down that right-hand side. She was able to beat her defender using pace, and that cross was not bad at all. If Augustin kept her balance and, you know, maybe just put a little bit more physicality, that ball hits her head and possibly directs it for a goal.
Change made for Texas Tech. Jillian Martinez off. Millie Elwood now on. Elwood now making her 19th appearance of the season, as here comes Baylor again. Ashley Merrill's shot blocked up in the air. Brought down by Peyton Parsons and Texas Tech. Out towards the left now for Elise Anderson. Anderson, space to glide on the left side of the pitch. Past the center line. Now forward towards Williams. Williams trying to backheel it towards Anderson. Kohlberg shields her off as Baylor looks to recollect here. 34-10 remaining in the second half. Bears down 2-1, trying to keep their NCAA hopes alive. They're the 10th seed. Texas Tech is the 2nd seed. Texas Tech ideally has already booked its spot in the NCAA tournament. Baylor has not. Hannah Augustin, left half space, working towards the middle, just plays it past the referee, Ben Meyer. Out with Sky Leach, and now once again on the right. Space to work. Played through towards McCullough. McCullough fighting in the middle, grappling to get the ball back towards Baylor. She goes down. No foul called. Play continues as the ball rolls towards the center circle. Hallie Augustin now with Gray and now with Kohlberg.
And I really think, you know, that this Baylor program, they're here for a reason. They're here in the playoffs for a reason. They're playing a great game so far against a great opponent. I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't discredit them that, but it's one of these gritty teams. It's one of these teams that play with passion, teams that are always looking for the ball, chasing the ball. And really in season, I just think it took them a while to get used to each other too. This is a very big mix of juniors, freshmen, and really sophomores too thrown in the mix. So it's nice to see how they're finally getting along here at the later part of the season.
Corner kick earned for Baylor, courtesy of Teresa McCullough. Working up against Anderson. Tyler Isgrigg to make the run over towards the far side corner flag. So not the corner flag where Texas Tech scored, and it ended up ideally after it was reviewed and given as a goal for Texas Tech. Story Sexton, the goal scorer, ideally for that. This is the opposite corner flag.
I was excited. I thought that was Olympico there for a second.
So here's Isgrigg. Olympico chance right here. Swung into the box, into the 6. Hannah Augustin redirects it back. Nobody able to get it. Baylor will reset. in the left half space just outside of the 18, and now they'll track it back with Gray. Gray leaves it off towards Kohlberg, right-hand side, edge of the attacking third. Now Kohlberg will motor forward. Out on the right-hand side again. Chance swung in, cut away by Taylor. Still with Baylor, still probing for an equalizer. McCullough, again, trying to dance around, working one-on-one against Anderson. Now she'll turn on the Jets, trying to get past Anderson on the right-hand side. Another cross, another deflection, and it's out for another corner kick for Baylor. 31-30 remaining in the second half. The Bears down 2-1 against Texas Tech, attacking towards the side that is closest to the Missouri River after attacking towards the KC Current supporter section in the first half. Winds blowing relatively towards the goal from Isgrig's side as this one is lifted high into the box past the 6-yard area. Hallie Augustin brings it down. Cassie Taylor controls, and it's skied all the way back towards Kohlberg just beyond the center circle for Baylor. She directs it back, and it's easily picked up by Faith Wynn in her own 6-yard box.
Baylor is picking up momentum. I think Texas Tech is doing what you don't want to do ideally in this situation, especially staying up. You take out Jillian Martinez, who's your workhorse, your motor this team, driving them forward. You just limit yourself and you allow Baylor to come at you, and that's not what you want, especially up only by 1.
McCullough to Isgrig. Isgrig on the right, pressured. Out towards McCullough again. She's been a workhorse as she drives this in, and Faith Wynn able to get contact of it. Yeah, I believe it was also Hannah Augustin who got in a bit of a collision with Wynn. Not much to draw any treatment, but worthy of maybe a foul. Either way, Wynn able to get the ball, bounces it a few times, looking up pitch, drop kicks it back towards the midfield as we now have less than 30 minutes to go in this second half. Baylor down 2-1 here in the 2024 Sprouts Farmers Market Big 12 Championship. The quarterfinals, 10th-seeded Bears, 2nd-seeded Red Raiders, as here comes Texas Tech on the attack. Peyton Parsons pushing the pace. Kohlberg intervenes. Out on the left-hand side, space to work for Harry. She takes a shot, dribbled down, and caught by Azul Alvarez, the Baylor goalkeeper, off the bounce. Immediately rolled out towards Hannah Augustin, and now space to work for Leach. Leach going forward in the center circle, now past it, ball played through, trying to find Conrad. Another interception by Taylor as Texas Tech regains possession. Mihirson Hassan, Joao Lara back with you from CPKC Stadium. Glad that you could tune in on this Saturday afternoon as here comes Texas Tech again. Alana Harry in the 18. Harry's shot blocked away by Kohlberg last second. Boy, she's covered a lot of ground in the second half. Corner kick now for the Red Raiders. 28:55 remaining in the second half.
There were many things that went good and bad for Baylor in this sequence, and I feel like it's been going on for the past couple of 5-10 minutes too. They're creating a lot of defensive errors, but they're correcting them in the transition. Their midfielders are coming back, and their defense has been stellar. They've been pushing the wingers out to the outsides. They've been covering their plays well in the box, and I think they have a chance to, if they get a goal, they can definitely be back into this.
Corner taken short for Texas Tech. Played around the area. Blackburn lifts it into the box. Back post, headed down. Controlled and cleared by Murill. A change was made for Texas Tech while you were speaking, Joao, as it's Haas off and Giametta. Caitlin Giametta on. Giametta, one of the starters in this game. Her 9th start of the season. 5 goals and 4 assists for a Texas Tech side. Up 2-1. Driving until Kohlberg clips it away. Once again, stealing the ball back. Can the Bears do something with this possession as a free kick is earned on the right-hand side? That's some good work over there by Conrad to do so. Baylor in the green tops, green shorts, green socks. Just a little bit darker than the pitch here at CPKC. A couple bit of brown patches throughout the pitch, but relatively maintained overall. Here comes Augustin, left-hand side, trying to play it through towards her sister Hannah. That one's cut away by Texas Tech and Macy Blackburn. Gooped out towards the right-hand side again. Texas Tech in its own half as Baylor wins it back. Here's Iskrig working around, plays it off towards McCullough. One-time ball towards Conrad. I don't think she was expecting it, and that allows Krasensky to get a touch to it as it's back with Texas Tech.
Once again, Baylor needs that build-up play. Texas Tech has been executing their transitions to perfection too. They've been able to bounce back from being on defense, send everybody on offense, and everybody is back there too, helping to defend, which I think they've been doing absolutely phenomenal. Let's see what Baylor can, get out of this play with this really hold-up play, which is meant to draw players into open spaces.
Clipped out, down by Conrad. Space to work for McCullough. Now played with Leach. Leach was the one that said that this is a new season for Baylor. In its new season, they're 1-0 right now. A 2-1 win against Arizona, but they're trailing right now. Hannah Augustin, right-footed into the box, but Teresa McCullough just sends it wide with her head. A good chance for the Bears. They're getting some momentum. Their bench loves it, but nonetheless, 26:05 remaining. They're still down 2-1.
I told you 9 minutes ago, it takes 10 to 15 minutes for the attack to build up. We're right there, almost at that 10-minute mark, and Baylor is getting really close.
Ashley Murrell and Callie Conrad comes off. Caroline Staubach, who scored the winner against Arizona on Wednesday, she's back in the game. Kai Hayes also returning to the pitch as a free kick is earned by Skrusensky right in the middle of the pitch, right in the middle of Texas Tech's half. They've held most of the possession. They've held most of the energy, save for the past 10 minutes or so, with Baylor having spurts going down the pitch. Can Texas Tech get their second win of the season against Baylor, or do the Bears have a response here in these final 25 minutes? A free kick earned towards the team in green, just on their side of the pitch. On the near side, relatively close to both benches and the fourth official monitor. A free kick now taken by Hallie Augustin. She drives to right boot through the ball. Cleared up in the air by Anderson, only as far as Leach. Right down the middle, another goop to safety, this time by Taylor. Texas Tech again. Back to goal is Williams. She plays it down. Taylor with control. And back towards Wynn. Looking to reset the play. Faith Wynn drives this one forward. Trying to go down. Playing this one forward towards Sherjeski. Sherjeski goes down. A free kick coming for Texas Tech. The card is outside of Ben Meyer's pocket, and a yellow card is issued for Marissa Gray.
I think that was the right call for the referee right there. Those calls, traditionally, they're called professional fouls. And I mean, I don't think there was anything else to do. If not, Texas Tech gets away on the break and possibly finds their third goal of the game and the dagger to bury this one.
So a free kick for Texas Tech. 2 players in the wall for Baylor. Macy Blackburn to take it for the Red Raiders. On the right half space, roughly 30 yards away. She's shoving her players, just going towards that far side. Clustered right inside the 18. Blackburn pips it into the box. Still bouncing. Near side. Saved by Alvarez. A good chance by Texas Tech to try to redirect it on the second or third ball, but it remains 2-1 in favor of the Red Raiders. Baylor still hanging on late in this one. 24:05 remaining in the second half.
Now, Alvarez has been absolutely stellar today. I don't think that both of the goals that were scored on her are directly her fault. The corner kick, it's obviously chaotic. She's seeing if she needs to clear the ball. And then in the 1v1, she's in point-blank range. She gets a touch on it, just not enough to hit it out. And she's a factor definitely in why Baylor's still in this game.
Brought down in the middle for Texas Tech. This is Elwood. Out with Anderson. And now out on the left once again for Peyton Parsons, the forward from Denver, Colorado, trying to get some interplay with Anderson, and it dribbles out towards Gray. Baylor once again gooping it outside of its 18-yard box, trying to maintain a glimmer of hope for the NCAA tournament. Came in as the 10th seed, barely made this tournament. They were in a big fight with Iowa State and UCF. They were able to get a result against Iowa State and make it as Anderson whips this into the box and Gray clears it away. So Baylor just sneaking into this tournament. They were able to get a win against Arizona, the only upset pulled in the first round, the only upset we have seen in this tournament thus far. Now with Hannah Augustin, she loses control courtesy of Blackburn. Hallie, her sister, able to help out on the left. At the edge of the attacking third, ball played through, trying to go in towards the left-hand side. That one picked away by Elwood. That's a good run on that left-hand side by Adriana Merriam of Baylor. But it goes out, a throw-in, or rather a corner for Baylor coming out on this near side. Isgrig already over towards that left-hand side to take it. McCullough relatively close to her. Almost everybody interspersed throughout that 18-yard box. Kind of sort of a diaspora right now. Isgrig all the way towards the boards, plays it short, trying to slide it, finds its way to Leach in the left half space, edge of the 18, towards Staubach. At the top of the key, her shot blocked up in the air. Moonball ensues on the near side of the pitch. Continues to bounce around, and it goes out. Last touch by McCullough. Throw in for Texas Tech in their defensive third. 21:49 remaining in the second half. Baylor still down 2-1.
And really, you know, that corner kick for Baylor was a product of hold-up. Merriam was trying to find someone. She was taking her time and ended up getting the corner in the process. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, there's 20 minutes left on the clock. I wouldn't be surprised if either team finds the back of the net within these last 20 minutes.
So that's the word from Joalar right now. Texas Tech up 2-1. Right now he's pressing the over if the over line was 3.5. Will it be a Texas Tech goal? Will it be a Baylor equalizer? Let's see. Here's Hannah Augustin clipping this forward, headed away by Skrsenski. Staubach nearly in the clear as the ball juggles around the center circle, won by Williams and Texas Tech. Ashley Williams leaves it off towards Peyton Parsons, clipped out towards the right-hand side. Space to work as it's redirected back in. A header, and it's in. No, it's not. No, it's not. Just towards that wide left side. Some of the fans on the far side in the red shirts cheering for Texas Tech, but they will not get that goal. A good chance on the right-hand side, but it is not a goal. 20:34 remaining. It is still 2-1 in favor of Texas Tech as we see a change coming from the bench, as we'll see Skylar Haas return to the game, and we'll see Peyton Parsons check out. It was Taylor Zerjeski with the chance. And still, as we approach the 20-minute mark remaining in the second half, 70-minute mark in total, it is still 2-1. Baylor still has hope, Joao.
Baylor still has hope. Texas Tech is launching counterattacks, but same thing. They're going to launch enough to a point where they're going to get tired. They're trying to keep enough players in the back, but at some point, this Texas Tech defense has to break. I was about to give myself a pat on the back there when I thought Texas Tech had scored. And,
you're over almost it. That's
and no, Texas Tech is playing an attractive style of football, but Baylor, I think they have all the tools, and they just need one ball. They've had multiple that have bounced off a defender, but just one ball. You find Staubach in the clear, and I think this is a tied game and possibly seeing the first extra time here in Kansas City.
So Staubach in the clear. She's on the right-hand side right now. Kohlberg dashes with the ball towards her direction. Now stops, gives it off towards McCullough. 19:10 remaining in the second half. What can Baylor do to try to force an equalizer? Hallie Augustin, good interplay between her and Leach. Space to work. Hallie leaves it off towards Hannah. Hannah against Macy Blackburn, and back towards Hallie again. Tries to poke it towards Isgrig. That one knocked away by the Red Raiders. Williams, she's been playing far back, trying to do hold up. Gives it off towards the right center back, Taylor. Clipped over. Nearly got towards the left back, Elise Anderson. Picked off again by Kai Hayes of Baylor. McCullough. Center mid to center mid. And out to the right center back, Ava Kohlberg. What can Baylor do? The winner of this game plays either Kansas or West Virginia in the second semifinal on Wednesday night here in the 2024 Sprouts Farmers Market Big 12 Championships. This is the quarterfinal, your third quarterfinal of the day, the start of the evening slate as the rain starts to pour here at CPKC Stadium on the banks of the Missouri River. 18:03 remaining in this second half. Texas Tech Not an onslaught, not a downpour of goals, but they've gotten the last two, and it's helped them get some sort of momentum, trying to hold on and get to the semifinals. Ball pipped up in the air, more centralized now. Headed up, brought down, possession to Texas Tech and Millie Elwood. Now towards Anderson again on the left flank. Soft coverage by McCullough. Over towards Heidel. Face to work Leibel. Blackburn. Blackburn with the black brace on her right knee. Able to get it back now on the right-hand side. Still working around is Texas Tech. Still trying to hold possession as it goes out towards the near touchline. Last touched by Hannah Augustin. A throw-in for Texas Tech. 17:02 remaining on a 60-degree day here in Kansas City. Clouds expected, rain expected. We've seen the sun come out today a few times as this shot is fired from 20 yards out. A left-footed dribbler from Skylar Haas, easily picked up by Azul Alvarez. You're still sticking with the Staubach in the clear thing?
I'm still sticking with Staubach. If not, Iskrig in the clear. I mean, either of those two players, you stick them in the clear, and they can create something special for you.
Here comes Hannah Augustin dashing forward. Blackburn able to beat her on the near side. Back towards Wynn. She boots this back towards the midfield. Chested down by Leach. Brought around. Kicked around by Elwood. Settled down on that right-hand side. What can Texas Tech do? Ball bouncing. A battle won by Merriam. As here's Leach rolling around. Trying to step some defenders. She's got past two. Can't get past the third. That's a good tackle. It's a good stop by Haas. Towards Elwood. Haas again. Able to step past one Baylor defender. Out with Anderson now. 15:47 remaining. Texas Tech up 2-1 here in the Big 12 quarterfinals. Winner playing either Kansas or West Virginia. A Texas Tech side that was towards the top of the table with TCU. Ousted out on the final day of the regular season with a loss to BYU at home. So they had to settle with the second seed. But a chance to potentially get revenge against TCU. Potentially to get revenge against BYU should the Cougars beat the Horned Frogs in the first semifinal. That's well ahead now. This is now ball in the 18 for Texas Tech. Off the turn, just over the bar. A good chance by Taylor Shrzeski as the ball sails 5 rows into the supporters section. 15 minutes remaining in the second half. Changes coming for Baylor as it's Staubach and Hayes off. Murill and Conrad are back on for the Bears.
So replace Staubach with Conrad on that little if Baylor were to score. But look, both teams are knocking on the door. Someone has to open up here at some point. It doesn't matter who. I feel like there is going to be another goal. Certain. Both teams still showing, opportunities, and it's a matter of time. It's been happening, and the pipe has to break, and it's gonna go. It's gonna go.
Merriam played a ball down the side, and it is rolling. It would have gone out on the end line, and Wynn made a dashing run towards that near side corner just to knock it out. It will be a throw-in for Baylor instead of a corner kick. That's a very smart move by the Texas Tech netminder. As Ben Meyer will stop play right now. He'll halt for now. We did see some spurts of rain earlier today.
Uh-oh.
No announcement right now, as Meyer will now talk with Michelle Leonard. Just a simple conversation for now. Nothing of meaning. That conversation was basically 3 seconds. Ball popped down towards Conrad, back towards Merriam on the left wing. And the offside flag has gone up for the Bears. 13:47, still searching for that equalizer.
And things, regardless of what happens today, things should be looking out for this Baylor squad. Things should be looking out for a lot of squads in the Big 12. with a young base, and really Michelle Leonard, she's going into her 4th year next year. I think she can find their footing, and this Baylor program can become something absolutely special. A lot of players next year would be becoming seniors, but those freshmen that have stepped up this year, they're going to be absolutely sensational as sophomores next year.
Ball played down the line, out on the near touch line, possession towards Baylor. Williams could not keep it in play. Hannah Augustin pops it down towards the left half space, played forward, pipped up by Conrad. Isgrig couldn't get a touch to it. Down by Taylor, Wynn, first time ball, just zipped right in towards Elwood. It's all about possession for Texas Tech. Approaching sunset of this match. Still got a couple hours before sunset here in Kansas City. Still got a lot of things left on the plate. We're actually supposed to fall back an hour tomorrow. So tomorrow it will be an hour before sunset. A little bit of golden hour, a little bit of privilege, you could say. And then it turns into a downside in March when everybody except Arizona goes forward by an hour. Here comes Baylor going forward down the right-hand side. Muriel trying to pick it through. Knocked away by Anderson. Trying to keep it in play. That was a good run by Peyton Parsons to do so. Ashley Williams still in defense. Sergeski is basically the only player forward for Texas Tech as she's at the center circle. Nobody else is. We've seen a lot of check-ins by Williams, a lot of check-ins by Parsons, who's been playing that 6th role momentarily today. Blackburn plays it down the right-hand side, still looking for space, and possession will go over towards Baylor. Quick throw in down towards Hannah. Hannah towards Conrad, can't get it off the turn. That's some good shielding as it's played by Krasensky back towards Wynn, all the way back towards the midfield. Right-hand side for Baylor. 11:25 remaining in the second half, down 2-1. Kohlberg traversing down the right-hand side. Working up against Parsons. That's a center back against a midfielder, or technically a forward, as it is on the Texas Tech roster sheet. Cleared away, and a throw-in for the Bears.
And they're close. They're close. They're there. It's going to come down to one play.
Ball lifted into the box. Muriel can't get a touch to it. Miriam tries to stick her peg out, but it goes towards Wynn as she falls on that ball. Still cradling it inside her 6-yard box. Able to get up, getting some support from Macy Blackburn. 10:41 remaining in Kansas City. Do all roads end in Kansas, or do all roads continue on for the Bears? Ball skips through. Here's Strzeski. Strzeski going forward in towards the 18, going up against Kohlberg. Still space to work. She plays it through, bouncing around. A good chance right in towards the area for Caitlin Giametta as Baylor recollects only for a little while. Back with Texas Tech, back with Ashley Williams. On the right-hand side, Williams can't get away. Knocked away by Merriam. Here comes Isgrig. Left-hand side, past the center line, pushing towards the attacking third. As it's played out towards Muriel. Muriel with a chance, a shot, and Wynn able to chest it and take it down, and once again hold it with both of her arms. Less than 10 minutes to go. 2-1 in favor of Texas Tech, a team that has put up 21 shots, 10 on target today. Both goals coming in the first half for both sides. Tyler Isgrig getting the party started for Baylor in the 5th minute. 10th minute, Taylor Strzeski doing the honors and the equalizer. Before it was Story Sexton with the goal right before halftime, basically on the buzzer after a VAR review. Now, can Baylor get an equalizer? It's Merriam trying to get her way back, trying to break the 1-on-2. Nicked away by Taylor, out near Texas Tech's bench. Throw in for the Bears. This Baylor team, as Luke Lendler noted yesterday, it's the vibes team. A team that just never gives up, a team that plays it through, takes their chances, and makes people pay when it really matters. Can they do the same for Texas Tech? They did so early on in the game. They need one towards the end to keep its season alive. Hannah Augustin out with Teresa McCullough on the right. 8.5 minutes to go. Down towards Conrad. Skursensky clears it away, just kicks it right into the video boards for extra insurance. A throw-in coming for the Bears as clock continues to tick here in Kansas City. Two teams known for the Big 12, two teams who have made trips to Round Rock, the former home for the Big 12 soccer tournament, as this ball is clipped in right towards Wynn off a bounce inside her 6. What needs to happen in these next 8 minutes, Joao, for Baylor to get an equalizer?
Constant pressure. Constant pressure. They look.
It's given back towards Isgrig. She nearly had a chance. She was going 1-on-2. Now she slides it off towards Morrill. Morrill has to cut it away. Now gets it towards Hannah Augustin. Center part of the pitch. Still in the attacking third for Baylor. Out on the right for McCullough, trying to get past Parsons. McCullough left-footed, nicked up in the air by Giametta. Still a chance for Hallie. Hallie can't play it. Hannah able to get it. Hallie Augustin on the run. So is Isgrig. 1-on-4. Tyler Isgrig. It's saved by Wynn. What a chance. Isgrig in a 1-on-4 gets a shot off, and Faith Wynn with the left fingertips able to push it wide. 7:15 remaining. A corner kick coming for Baylor in search of the equalizer. Down 2-1. Isgrig, right hand to the air, left foot through the ball, glided towards the near post. That's knocked out by Elwood, and we have take 2 in the same spot on the far side of the pitch.
I think I just said the words constant pressure. And by Baylor being, into the play and being there, they recover the ball after a one error. And look at what's happening right now.
Isgrig again. This one clipped forward, less pacey as Augustin tries to head this towards her back post, and it goes out for a goal kick. One of the best chances of the day for Baylor, as we'll see changes coming for Texas Tech. It's Jillian Martinez, the graduate forward from San Antonio, Texas, and you also have Peyton Annan, the junior from Plano.
Now,
Annan will give some protection in the back line. She'll basically play as a third center back. Martinez will essentially be in her center midfielder role as she was to start off the game.
Look at the sense of urgency that these Baylor players are playing with, and look at the way this Baylor squad is motivating its teammates. They're not there on the pitch, but they're still having an impact by cheering them on and by letting them know, hey, we're here for you. Let's go.
Out towards the left, Kohlberg can't find McCullough. 6 minutes, 5 seconds remaining. Just on the border of the Missouri River. Kansas City, Missouri, the place to be for the Big 12 Soccer Championships presented by Sprouts Farmers Market. Texas Tech 2, Baylor 1. Bears coming off one of their best chances of the day. Kohlberg knocked down towards Gray. White band on her thigh, Marissa Gray. She's been wearing that for this whole week, including Wednesday against Arizona. Back with her, defensive third, right half space. Out towards Kohlberg again. Some space to work for Kohlberg. She's filling in for Natalie Vatter, who took a knock on Wednesday. Urgency, urgency, urgency for Baylor. Pressure comes from Parsons. Kohlberg wins a throw. Still some space to work. Some stuff to do as well. McCullough fires it off a Red Raider. Towards the right half space. Played over towards Hallie Augustin. Now towards Merriam. Merriam stumbled over the ball for a while. Blackburn trying to take advantage of it, and she does. Out towards the right-hand side for Texas Tech. Clipped up by Taylor. Down the line. Off of the face of Sherjeski. And it was last touched by Baylor. So a Texas Tech throw-in. 4 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in this second half. Are we destined for a fourth goal in this match, like Joao said? Is it a Texas Tech in front of their bench near side? Tom Stone, white hat, black jacket, black pants, giving instructions from the bench for his Red Raiders. His 18th season in charge in Lubbock, trying to change some fortunes.
You can't do that there. If you're Baylor's defense, you cannot do that there. I get, like, as Gray, you're facing somewhat of pressure. You're facing somewhat pressure from Texas Tech. Take a touch with your left and play it back to the goalkeeper with your right. Or same thing there. You can't be playing it down because Texas Tech is gonna run this timer down, and you need a goal now. It's a lack of creativity, and it's not helping out their case at all.
Isgrigg slides it towards Leach. Space to work. Works horizontally. Out towards Kohlberg. Kohlberg plays towards the middle. And it's cleared away by Skrzynski. Bouncing ball towards the left wing. Strzejewski can't get a touch to it. And it's out for a Baylor throw-in. She takes it immediately off of the video board. Ava Kohlberg. Down towards McCullough. Back to goal. Kohlberg squares it around. Conrad with a chance. Clipped away by Martinez. Sent back in towards the center line. Murill with a glancing header. As it's played back. Worked eventually back towards Faith Wynn in goal. 3 minutes. 3 minutes remaining in regulation between Texas Tech and Baylor. Bears down 2-1, trying to keep their season alive against a Texas Tech side that has been ranked throughout the season, has earned their way towards the top of the Big 12 table, on their way to the NCAA tournament already. This tournament helps, but not as much as the Bears. Throw in Red Raiders. Strzejewski, chest in down, working against Gray. Gray shields her off. Kohlberg goops it only as far as Martinez, who clips it back all the way towards Azul Alvarez, who has to roll outside of her box towards the right-hand side, takes a few touches, looks up pitch, left-footed ball, right through it, back towards Taylor. Moonball ensues with Hannah Augustin. She loses her footing, and it's back with Texas Tech. Left half space out towards Strzejewski, and she can start to play keep away on that left-hand side, trying to get past Gray, working her way towards that far side corner. 1-on-2, last touched. It was last touched maybe by Strzejewski. Ben Meyer originally saying a point towards the goal kick. It's actually a throw-in for Texas Tech. Down towards Strzejewski, and Strzejewski goes down. So now a free kick towards the Red Raiders. Time wasting ensuing as we approach the 90-second mark remaining in this second half in regulation, and as of right now in Baylor's season.
Now if I'm Baylor, as soon as I get that ball back, in Mexico we have this term called toda la carne al asador. So all the meat on the grill. You have to put everything on the line. It doesn't matter if you're a defender. It doesn't matter if you're a midfielder. You want to get this result, and really it's going to take everyone.
1-on-3 with Strzejewski in the corner. Still pip back. Still a throw-in for Texas Tech. They're trying to put up a masterclass in time wasting with 50 seconds remaining in the game. Ball went out of bounds. Throw-in for Texas Tech. Let's do another take. It's cleared away by the Bears. Ball remains with Texas Tech. Well away from Faith Wynn and the Red Raiders goal line. This is just great work they've been wasting for the past 3 minutes or so now. That one's cleared away. Ashley Murill of Baylor able to get a touch. Jillian Martinez smartly just clears it away. 20 seconds. One last chance for the Bears if they can get back in the attacking third. Conrad plays it. McCullough, heavy first touch. McCullough fisted off by Parsons. 10 seconds remaining. Hannah Augustin just clears it forward. It's cleared back. Moonball in Baylor's half. Ball skied in the air, and triple zeros have sounded here at CPKC Stadium. Your final score, the second seed Texas Tech hangs on for victory. A come-from-behind victory against number 10 Baylor. 2-1, your final score in Kansas City. They're on to the semifinals on Wednesday.
Expected for Texas Tech, but honestly disappointing if you're them. As the second seed, you're expected to do more, especially against a 10 seeded squad. But I want to commend the efforts that Baylor had today. They sort of lost their way at the beginning of the first half, and really, I think that's where they lost the game. The second half, they were on it. The second half, they were pressing, they were recovering, they were defending well. Yes, Texas Tech had its opportunities, but that's how good its attack is. If Baylor took advantage a little bit more of those opportunities, made a little better runs, and had a better hold of play, maybe this outcome could have been different. But either way, we can't focus on the maybes anymore. Congratulations to Texas Tech, because you have booked your ticket to the semifinal.
3 goals in this match. The first one from Baylor, courtesy of Tyler Isgrig. Taylor Strzeski with the equalizer in the 10th minute after Isgrig's 5th minute goal. And then right before the first half whistle, Story Sexton with the winner. Sexton right in the area, originally called a no goal as Baylor cleared it off the line. But in the end, Sexton, the sophomore forward from Louisville, Texas, with her 2nd goal for the red and black this season. Let's take a look at a few stats before we sign off. Texas Tech with 21 shots in this game, 15 of them in the first half. They also had 10 on target, and that might be the craziest stat line. 10 on target for Texas Tech, only 4 for Baylor, 9 shots in general for the Bears. You have to credit Azul Alvarez as well. 7 saves for her. Faith Wynn with 3 corners galore as well. 9 total on the day. So if you've been tuning in through the 3 games we've had here at CPKC Stadium, we had the 4th seed BYU with a 5-0 victory against Oklahoma State. You had the 1st seed TCU with a 3-1 victory against Colorado. Now you have the 2nd seed Texas Tech with a 2-1 victory against Baylor. Can the 3rd seed join the rank and make this quarterfinal chalk? That's coming up in a few moments. Kansas, the 6th seed against West Virginia, the 3rd seed. Your nightcap at 5:15 Central Time, 3:15 Mountain Standard Time here on Blaze Radio and the Blaze Sports YouTube page. For Joel Lara, I'm Bahir Sanhasan. So long. Have a great day. We'll see you in a few moments for the nightcap.
I thought I released a good album until Naughty Step said it was bad.
I hear this project and I am frustrated.
I better listen to Blaze Radio.
Hi, I'm Pedro. Did you know you can listen to anything? Blaze Radio says you can, and so do I. I believe that until listened to, every song, album, EP, and DJ set is hot until proven otherwise.
And that's why I fight for you, Headbangers. Hot FM.
Hot FM on Blaze Radio. Listen live every Monday at 11 a.m. on blazeradioonline.com. That's blazeradioonline.com.
This is what I wanted. It's what I've been waiting for these cars to come up.